I was living alone in an apartment in Fort Collins, Colorado. I was 24 and had recently started dating a quiet, mysterious girl named Alyssa. Everything seemed normal at first. Dates, hikes, movies. But after a while, I started noticing strange things. Alyssa became increasingly private. She wouldn't introduce me to her friends or family, saying she didn't talk to them anymore. At first, I didn't think much of it, but then the weirdness started. She'd show up at my apartment unannounced, sometimes late at night, sitting in her car outside, just staring at my window. When I asked her about it, she said she liked surprising me, but it felt off. One night, around 3 a.m., I woke up thirsty. I looked out the window and froze. Her car was parked across the street. Her silhouette was in the driver's seat, staring at me through the window. I felt this deep, gut-wrenching unease. But when I brought it up to her, she acted like it was no big deal, brushing it off with a laugh. Things escalated quickly. A week later, I came home to find her sitting outside my apartment frantic, insisting I had to go with her immediately. She wouldn't say why. When I refused, her face twisted into anger, and she stormed off, speeding away without another word. That night, I received a cryptic message from an unknown number. "Stay away from Alyssa. She's not who you think she is." Panic hit me. I tried calling her, but her phone went straight to voicemail. Then, around 2 a.m., I heard footsteps at my door, testing the handle. I crept to the window, peering out just in time to see Alyssa slipping into a car parked down the street with 2 other figures inside. The next morning, I dug into Alyssa's past. What I found made my blood run cold. Her real name was Leah, and she had been involved in a kidnapping ring in Nebraska. They used women to lure victims into cars, but she had been released due to a lack of evidence. Now she was in Colorado, luring me in. I called the police, terrified. They advised me to stay away from her. For days, I felt unsafe in my own home, constantly looking out the window. Then, just as I thought it was over, another text came through. "You shouldn't have called the police, big mistake." I fled to a friend's house in another town, terrified they were still watching me. Months later, I saw a news story about a kidnapping attempt in Fort Collins. Leah, along with 2 men, had been arrested. The police report revealed that they had a list of people, targets. My name was on that list. I moved away, but even now, I check my locks and glance nervously over my shoulder. Because the truth is, even though Leah's behind bars, the terror of knowing how close I came to vanishing without a trace still haunts me.